Sure. These get better. Cause I can't stand this color.
Okay. Oh, what broadcast?
Green. I like the tattoo.
Hey everybody, welcome to Youth Radio Live episode 2. Today we're going to be discussing food insecurities. My name is Serenity Williams and I am 18 years old and I'm currently on my way to Sacramento State University. Here we have other people to talk about it with me.
I'm Christy. I'm 17 years old and I'm going to UC Merced.
I'm Jeremias. I'm 17 years old and I'm currently enrolled at Lighthouse Community Charter School.
I am Cameron and I am currently about to attend San Francisco State University.
So before we start off with our roundtable, I would like to tell you guys the definition of food insecurity. So to have a food insecurity is to not be able to afford healthy food or not to have access to it. So today, to start off this conversation, guys, what are your food insecurities or securities?
Okay, well, my food security levels are pretty secure. I think I have enough food where I live, but where I spend most of my time at school, there's a lot less of a variety of healthy foods that I have access to. But what are your securities?
I think I'm pretty secure at home, but because my mom keeps a lot of things in stock for us to eat. But at school, our selection's kind of bad school lunches, and I don't have the money. I don't qualify for free or reduced lunch, so I have to use my friend's school code.
My food security is pretty secure most of the time. I have a good amount of food at my house and my mom is a very healthy cook. But in my community there's a lot of healthy foods, but it's very expensive, so I don't have money most of the time, so I can't really just go and buy a $10 sandwich every day. So I don't know, it's pretty secure if I just go home and get some food. But if I'm just walking around, it's not promised, you know.
That's expensive.
Yeah.
I don't even get that much in lunch money.
Lunch is $3.
Yeah.
Yeah, daily that adds up.
Yeah.
That adds up so much.
For that, that's a nasty lunch. Just be spending $3 on.
Yeah. So what are your guys? What foods are available around the areas you guys spend your time?
Well, let me think. There's a lot of fast food pretty much everywhere, kind of littered everywhere in the areas that I spend my time around, but around my mom's house there's not much. This is pretty far away to any food places, and there's a Safeway, that's the closest thing close to us, so we usually just cook at home. But around where my dad lives, which is on International, there's a lot of fast food places. There are also some Mexican restaurants and things, but we usually don't have enough money or even want to go out to get that type of food.
Well, last school year I was attending McClymonds, and that's in West Oakland. So during the school day I never really had a lot of time to go down to get lunch because our lunches was 25 minutes and I was doing a lot of senior stuff. But I'll wait until after school to get some lunch, and the only places we had available to get food was the corner store where they sold chicken and fries. It was good, but it was very unhealthy and it was very bad on your body, and I felt the effects instantly. So it was either buy food from the corner store or wait until I get to work or not eat at all.
In my community there's lots of healthy food, but a lot of it's overpriced. Like I said, you can't really get lunch if you don't have at least $10, you know. So there's definitely opportunity to get very healthy food, but if it's not in your budget, then it's not really realistic.
Well, when you said chicken and fries in the corner store, I kind of thought back to there's a food truck lady who comes to my school, and she knows exactly when our lunchtime is, so she just rolls up and goes into this little parking lot, and we all rush to her because we also have a lot of stuff going on as well, during lunch. Either we've got to advocate with our teachers or we just want to hang out with our friends. And so the cheapest and easiest thing to get is from her, and she has really unhealthy food really gross looking food, but it's cheap and it tastes alright. But you like almost instantly, actually like next period, I feel sick in my stomach after just eating the fries.
And tired.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that reminds me too. In elementary, there was like this corner store that had Cheetos and like nachos for a snack.
That used to be the best.
And that's what I used to eat. That's what I used to eat because I didn't like school lunch. But then I got over it because I was like, oh, if it tastes edible, if it tastes edible, it's okay to eat. But that's not a good model.
So I have a question for you guys. How do you think like your public school, like the lunch times and food insecurities, like how do they affect like our lunch times? Like for example, for me, like the food that we have available at school is really gross, and so almost none of us eat it. And so we're kind of forced to go out and go to get unhealthier food that's cheaper, right? So what are your experiences with that?
In my school, I'm up at Skyline. I was up at Skyline. So then there's like no food around. There's no outer food around. We don't have off-campus lunch. So we're pretty much forced to eat the food on campus, which is either bought from the student store, which is all junky, and or the lunch in the cafeteria, which is like gross. It's really gross. Sometimes it's really gross.
In high school, I went to Albany High School, and like there was a lot of people that went to the cafeteria, but like the school was in walking distance to this street called Solano Avenue, I think. Yeah, and they had like a lot of food opportunities, like multiple types of food you could go to. So not that many people went to the cafeteria that often, but I don't know. It really depended on how much your budget was, because like most people still had to pay for the cafeteria food, but if they didn't want to go like the distance to go get like some like better food, that they would just stay at school and eat there.
Well, for those of you who do eat school lunches more, like I have some statistics that might shock you, or maybe you'll know, but I want to know your opinion on it. So it's from the OU, and it's last school year, more than 35,000 students in OUSD were eligible for free and reduced lunch. That's 74%. So a lot of people, need this lunch that's reduced and a reduced price. So what's your guys' experience with like the quality of the school lunches that you get?
It's bad.
It's terrible. I think that a lot of the times, I was at least somewhat fortunate to have my mom give me lunch money, so I didn't have to eat that. But seeing that a lot of students, especially the neighborhoods that I was attending school in, they didn't have parents to give them money. So that was the food that they were getting. And sometimes that was the only meal that they were getting. And it wasn't nutritious at all. Like the salad wasn't green leaf. There were hardly sometimes vegetables. And it was packaged food where there was no nutrition label written on the back of them at all. So it was just terrible.
I also wanted to talk about how you said 74% of people have it. Well, I'm one of the people that don't have it, and I need it.
Me too.
Like, I can't afford to eat lunch.
Right.
It's horrible.
Yeah, and it's just crazy because my mom has 5 kids and she's a single mother, and we don't make nearly as much to be considered a family that is not in need. So I just find that ridiculous to know that, oh, if I go to school, I'm poor, but I'm not poor enough to get reduced or free lunch,
Yeah, that's right.
When I was attending Tech, which is Oakland Unified, the food there was terrible. But there was like this place across the street where you could buy pizza, you could buy like, there was like Lee's.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah, Lee's, they had like fries and chicken and like candy, really unhealthy stuff basically. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, it really depends on like how far you want to go, because Tech is like, it's walking distance with like to Piedmont, but that's pretty far. Like if you want to take that mission, then like some people will go, but it's also pretty expensive. But I don't know, you get what you pay for, but it's like, it's unfair because like good food is expensive, and that's like a problem. everyone should have like opportunity to eat healthy food.
Yeah. When I was in the ninth grade, I used to go to Tech, and my favorite spots to eat was McDonald's, Jack in the Box, and Lee's. In that school year, well, that semester, I gained probably about 50 pounds. Just alone, because that's what I was eating. Plus, when I went home, my mom would buy more fast food because she didn't have time to prepare food. So literally, my whole day's worth of food was fast.
Well, I mean, at least school lunches provide an
Right.
apple, like a rotten apple.
Yeah, well, on the quality of like the school lunches that we get, I have like a little anecdote for you guys. That we have like breakfast muffins. We have like a breakfast, and then we have lunch, and that's what they give us. So as soon as we get to our first period, we go and get the breakfast from the cafeteria, and we get these muffins that are in these like plastic wrapping. And our science teacher at the time, he wanted to do this experiment because we were messing around with bacteria, and so he took one of the muffins without telling any of us and put it behind his cabinet for 2 years. And then when we were juniors, he took it out and he told us a story before he showed us, and we were like, oh, it must not even exist, like must be completely eaten by all the bacteria, and it was completely fine except it was hard as a rock. And so, and it looked the exact same, but it just was like not edible anymore. And that's kind of crazy.
That sounds like those McDonald's fries where you leave in the
Oh,
car and
no.
never rots.
And I used to eat those all the time.
Damn.
Also, so a lot of us just graduated high school and we're off to college. So, what are your thoughts about eating healthy in college?
It's gonna be hard. Like, I'm going to UC Merced. There's like nothing there.
I know.
And it's actually a little cheaper. Like you can get a taco for like $1 or a little more than $1. So that's okay.
Well, I'm worried about not being exposed to too much good food because I have a meal plan, so the majority of my food will be dorm room food. So I'm nervous because I never been to their campus dorm room for food. And I'm also worried about once I become a sophomore and a junior and a senior, where else will I be getting my nutrition from? And how will I afford that because I won't be working? I'll probably have internships, but that's my worry or thought about that.
You can also eat like a bunch of cup of noodles.
I don't do cup of noodles. No. I used to, and my stomach just been feeling like a somersault, like this, all the time. Every single time I ate them, I don't do it.
I think it's actually like a problem that cup of noodles or like instant ramen is the typical go-to thing.
Because
for,
it's
like,
so expensive. Like, I remember this past school year, when I didn't have money to go get food, I'll go get the bowl of noodles, and my stomach will feel like crap for the rest of the day.
So, I think it's kind of clear that most of us have experienced food insecurity. Thanks all. That's all for. That's all for.
Wait. Before we end, I do have a couple of stats I want to share with you about food insecurity, and it has been brought to the attention of Trump's administrators, where they are thinking about taking money from food stamps to give it to the U.S. border for Mexico. So this administrator, his name is Steve King, and about 2 weeks ago, he made a statement saying that we built the program because to solve the problem of malnutrition in America. Now we have a problem of obesity. When you match up the EBT card with what the scale says on some of the folks, I think it's worth looking at. So basically, this statement was brought to everyone's attention that he believes, and also others believe, that food stamps are being used as an obesity trait, and they're not really helping our community. So what do you guys think about that statement?
Well, I think that obesity and malnutrition, you can still be obese and not have the nutrients that you need.
Right.
I think that's just being ignorant, because in order, like, you can eat fast food all the time, and then, as you said, you gain weight when you ate that for such a long time, but you didn't feel healthy, did you? Like, yeah, so being, having a healthy diet is different from just having a whole bunch of food. It depends on the quality of it, I think.
Right.
Definitely.
And also, like, unhealthy food is way, way cheaper than healthy food. Like, I've never heard of a person going to Whole Foods using food stamps.
But some do. And I think that's just a stereotype that a lot of people have created, that when we have food stamps, we automatically go to the corner store. We just go to buy all chips and snacks and stuff. But a lot of people do use their food stamps to go buy nutritionist food for their family. Because I remember when my mom was on food stamps, she didn't have any of that in our house. We had fruits, vegetables, everything, and she cooked everything from scratch because we were able to afford it. But now that she's working and we are considered poor but not poor enough, a lot of the times the cheaper option or the cheaper route is easier because we don't have money to go buy those healthier options.
There might also be, like, a stigma in those stores, or like in poorer communities, that we're not welcome in those stores. That's why, like, when I go to Trader Joe's, I feel super uncomfortable. It's like, oh, it's expensive.
Yeah, that's funny that you brought that up, because I work in the chef department in youth radio, and my supervisor took us on a field trip to Whole Foods, because a lot of us never been to Whole Foods. I know I have never, but that was my first time. And when we were there, we were being followed around by their disguised security guard. Like, he was following us around. We were in the woman aisle for, like, the feminine section, and he was picking up tampons, looking at them, and we was looking at him like, so we know you don't need no tampons. Why are you over here following us? So, we get followed around in stores like this, and it makes us feel bad when we're actually trying to shop and be healthy, and we're being followed around. So, it's sort of like a comfort zone for us too.
Yeah. Well, I mean, what we can say from that, I think, is that definitely the price of food at places where they offer more healthy organic products, it's a lot harder to get those things. Or even I thought about this, that the placing of these stores might be what's the word? Like, they choose to put them in, like, richer neighborhoods or whatever, so that it's harder. So it's easier for rich people to be able to buy it.
Or gentrified areas.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Gentrified areas. So, is there anything else you guys would want to say before we close up?
No.
Okay, well, my name is Serenity, and this is
Hermes.
Christy.
Cameron.
And this was our topic about food insecurities. Thank you for listening and tuning into Youth Radio Live, episode 2. Bye, y'all.
Bye.
Okay, we're still live because I don't know how. Well, we not yet.
That's it. It's over.
It's still live. Why are you doing?
Close the window now.
We just go.